What happens when one of the most famous women in the world steps onto a daytime talk show stage and completely loses control? It only took 38 seconds and one single comment for everything to fall apart in the most dramatic way imaginable. The studio audience had no idea what they were about to witness. The cameras were rolling, the lights were bright, and Joy Behar sat at the table with her co-hosts, ready for what should have been just another friendly interview. But this was not going to be just another interview. Meghan walked onto the set with confidence, the kind of confidence that fills a room before a single word is spoken. She smiled and waved at the audience. They cheered. They clapped. Everything seemed normal. Everything seemed fine. But Joy could sense something different in the air. Something tense, something waiting to explode. "Welcome, welcome," Joy said with a warm smile, gesturing toward the empty seat. "Thank you so much for joining us today." "We're thrilled to have you here," Meghan settled into her chair, crossing her legs and adjusting her outfit. "Well, I'm happy to be here," she said, though her tone carried an edge that Joy immediately noticed. The first few questions were simple and friendly, the kind you expect on daytime television. Joy asked about recent projects, daily life, and personal adjustments, Meghan answered, but her responses were short, clipped, and almost dismissive. "So, you've been working on some exciting new projects," Joy said in a warm and inviting tone. "Can you tell us a little about what you've been focusing on lately?" Meghan shifted in her seat, her expression already tightening. "Well, I've been focusing on a lot of things. Things that actually matter, things that make a real difference in people's lives." The implication was clear. The jab was obvious, but Joy chose to ignore it and continued calmly. "That's wonderful," Joy said, maintaining her friendly tone. "Our audience would love to hear more about the specific initiatives you're passionate about." "I'm sure they would," Meghan replied, her voice carrying a sharp edge. "But I'm also sure they'd rather hear about drama and controversy, right? Isn't that what really gets the ratings?" Joy's co-hosts exchanged uncomfortable glances. The tension in the room was growing, and they were only a few minutes into the interview. "Actually," Joy said patiently, "we're genuinely interested in the work you're doing. That's why we invited you here." Meghan let out a small laugh. "Right. Of course, because talk shows are so well known for their deep, meaningful discussions about humanitarian work." Now, the audience could feel the tension. The energy in the room shifted as everyone realized this wasn't going to be a normal celebrity interview. "So, let's talk about your time in the public eye," Joy said, leaning forward. "You've had a very unique journey. What has been the most challenging part for you?" Meghan's expression changed. Her smile faded. "You know what, Joy? The hardest part has been dealing with people who don't understand what it's like to be in my position. People who sit in comfortable studios and judge without knowing the full story." The audience went silent. Joy's co-hosts exchanged uneasy looks. This was escalating fast. Joy stayed calm. "I understand that public scrutiny can be incredibly difficult," she said. "But people are curious about how you manage those challenges while staying true to yourself. Authentic." Meghan's voice rose slightly. "That's interesting coming from someone who makes a living talking about other people's lives. What do you know about being authentic when you're reading from a script every single day?" The tension became thick and heavy. Joy remained composed, but surprise flickered across her face. "We're having a conversation," Joy replied calmly. "I'm asking questions our audience once answered. That's our job." Meghan laughed, but there was no humor in it. "A conversation. From where I'm sitting, this feels like an interrogation. You pretend to be friendly, but really you're just waiting for people to say something you can use." Her co-hosts tried to step in, but Meghan continued. "You want the truth?" She said, "The truth is that shows like this, hosts like you're part of the problem. You judge people while contributing absolutely nothing meaningful to the world." Gasps rippled through the audience. Shock and discomfort filled the room. Joy took a breath. "I'm sorry you feel that way," she said quietly. "But I think you're being unfair to me, to my team, and to everyone watching." Meghan suddenly stood up, her chair scraping loudly against the floor. "You want to talk about respect? How about respecting someone's privacy?" "We're just talking," Joy replied calmly. "If that's too much, maybe you shouldn't have agreed to be on a talk show." That was the moment everything shattered. Meghan's face turned red. Her hands shook as she pointed at Joy. "How dare you? You sit there judging people for millions of dollars, and when someone pushes back, you act like a victim." Joy stood up, calm but firm. "You need to step back. You came here voluntarily. No one forced you. And the way you're speaking right now is unacceptable." "Unacceptable?" Meghan shouted. "What's unacceptable is being treated like a circus act." "No one here treated you that way," Joy said. "We've shown you the same respect we show every guest." "Oh, so now it's my fault?" Meghan snapped. "This has nothing to do with gender," Joy replied. "This has everything to do with your behavior." Producers scrambled behind the scenes. This was live television. No one knew how to stop it. One co-host gently touched Meghan's arm. "Let's all just take a breath." "Don't touch me," Meghan shouted, jerking her arm away. That was it. "I think we need to end this interview," Joy said firmly. "This has gone too far." "My show, your show," Meghan mocked. "The arrogance is unbelievable." "I'm asking you respectfully to leave the set," Joy said. The audience sat in stunned silence. "You provoke people, then play the victim and kick them off." Meghan said. "No one provoked you," Joy replied. "You walked in with an attitude." Meghan grabbed her purse, pacing angrily. "This is what's wrong with media." "I'm setting a boundary," Joy said. "And frankly, your behavior is embarrassing." A producer stepped onto the set, trying to calm things down. Meghan spun toward them. "Don't tell me to calm down." Everyone was on their feet now. "You need to go," Joy said firmly. Meghan stopped at the edge of the set and turned back. "You actually believe you're the good guy here?" Joy said nothing. "I hope you're happy," Meghan said bitterly. Another viral moment. "All I wanted was a respectful conversation," Joy replied. "You don't get it," Meghan said. "You have no idea what it's like to live under constant judgment." "Then maybe think about why you keep putting yourself in these situations," Joy said gently. "You chose this public life. And with that comes responsibility." For a moment, Meghan's eyes glistened. Then she straightened. "Goodbye, Joy. The feeling is mutual," Joy replied. Meghan walked off the set. The doors closed behind her. The studio sat frozen. "Well," Joy said, turning to the camera, "that certainly didn't go as planned." Nervous laughter spread through the crowd. "We're going to take a quick break," Joy announced. Behind the scenes, everyone scrambled. Joy sat quietly, processing what had happened. In decades of television, she had never experienced anything like it. "Are you okay?" a co-host whispered. "Yeah," Joy nodded. "Just shocked." The makeup artist rushed over. 30 seconds, a producer called out. Joy straightened. "The show must go on." "We're back," Joy said firmly. "And I think we all need a moment to process what just happened." "I have never been spoken to the way I was just spoken to," she continued. "We invited our guest with respect. What happened instead was a complete breakdown of basic decency." The audience erupted in applause. "Thank you," Joy said, touched. "I hope our guest finds peace. That level of anger isn't healthy." More applause filled the studio. The shock of the confrontation lingered long after the cameras cut away.